If you don't have money, you're going to be subservient to the people who have money. The reality is most people are scared to talk about money. And the reason why so many people are scared to talk about money or they make money taboo is because they're insecure about their own money. So what do? Instead of talking about money, instead of being honest about money, you create these smoke screens and you say money is bad. It's evil to have those nice things. It's evil to be greedy and rich. And those people that have money, they must have done something slimy, evil, or bad. When at the same time, it costs money to eat, it costs money to feed other people, it costs money to have a roof over your head. And if you don't have money, well, you always got to go to work to get paid, because if you don't, you won't have money to buy your next DoorDash. And what that means is, for this first law, if you don't have money, you're going to be subservient to people who have money. There are 4 mindset traits that I need you to start adopting. Number 1 is that I will become wealthy. Number 2 is that money is a tool. Number 3 is that money is abundant. And number 4 is that it is my duty to succeed. These are 4 things that you have to start living by if you want to become wealthy. And this is just the beginning, starting with I will become wealthy. The reality is most people don't believe that they can become wealthy. And if you don't think that you're going to get rich, if you don't think you're going to be financially free, you're not going to take any action about it, because you've already killed that chance of your success. But when you know, not that you think, but when you know you're going to become wealthy, what are you going to do? You're going to start watching YouTube videos on how do I succeed. You're going to start reading books on how to become wealthy. You're going to change what you do with your time. You're going to change the way you think, because you know that you have no other option. Number 2, that money is a tool. What this means is that money is not good. Money is not bad. Money is just a tool. It amplifies who you are. It's like pouring gasoline on fire. If you're a good person, money gives you a tool to do more good. If you're a bad person, money gives you a tool to do more bad, which is why we need more good people with money, because the reality is, like I said, it costs money to eat and it costs money to feed other people. The more money you have, the more tools you have to help other people as well. Number 3 is that money is abundant. The reality is there's a lot of money in the world. And in that early stage, what can often happen to people is you start to build this envy and sometimes jealousy, which is that I can't believe this person is making all that money. This person is making so much money, that means I'm not going to be able to make money. I don't want you to make money, because that's going to hinder me from becoming wealthy. And this is such a toxic and negative mindset that you're going to have to break out of, because the reality is there's a lot of money in the world. There's trillions and trillions of dollars that have been entering our economic system in just the last few years. All you need is a small little sliver of that, which can change the rest of your life and your kids' life and your great-grandkids' life for generations, if you can go out and understand that there's a lot of money out there and you just need a small piece of it in order to see the success. And number 4 is that it is your duty to become successful. No one's going to do this for you. It's not going to be your boss that does this for you. It's not going to be the government that does this for you. It's not going to be whoever that does this for you. It is up to you. It is your duty to become successful, which means you're going to have to make some sacrifices and make some changes and put in the hustle, because the reality is we're never taught this stuff in school. I went through a lot of schooling. I went through high school. I went through college. I went through law school. Never once learned a thing about investing, financial education, entrepreneurship. This is where, if you want to become financially successful, you're going to have to start investing in your financial education on your own time. And that's something that you're going to have to decide that that's what you want to do. Wealth law number 2 is that cash is king, but cash flow is the queen. The thing that you got to understand is that in order for you to capitalize on opportunities, whether it's starting a business, whether it's investing in a different business, whether it's investing in a good stock when you see a great opportunity, whether it's investing in real estate when it's distressed, whether it's whatever the opportunity might be, you need cash to be able to do it. Now, I know there's a lot of debate as to this whole idea of, is it good to have cash? Well, the reality is, in order for you to go out and buy a distressed piece of real estate, in order for you to go out and buy a business, in order for you to go out and invest in stocks, you need cash. And in order for you to take that cash and go out and do it, you also need the mindset of what is the purpose of having cash. Because the reason why people get caught up in this whole idea of, is cash good or bad, is because they're looking at it from such a narrow perspective. The reason why you want to have cash is so you can go out and buy the cash flow. Now, the reason why I say it like this, the cash flow is the queen, is because a good king is supposed to take care of his queen. A good king is supposed to help fund his queen. A good king is supposed to nurture the queen. So what is the purpose of having the the king, what is the purpose of the cash? To fund the queen, which is none other than cash flow. And what that means is now you're using your cash with intention. You have the cash with a reason, and the reason is to buy more investments. Now for me, I like to invest my money for cash flow. When I invest my money in real estate, I want cash flow. That means I want money hitting my bank account every single month. That way I'm getting paid without having to sell my investments. When I invest in stocks, the majority of my stock market portfolio are dividend producing funds. What that means is they pay me cash every quarter, every 3 months for doing nothing except owning the stocks. That way now I can get paid without having to sell my investments. Now, the reason why this is so hard, cash flow investing is hard, is because for the first few years, you're going to put in a lot of work and a lot of money trying to invest for cash flow and get nothing out of it. It sucks. Trust me, I've been there. I've been doing this for a long time now, since 2011. And now I'm starting to see the real value of this cash flow investing that I started more than a decade ago, but it takes time. And this is still the beginning, and this is where you got to understand, in order for you to go out and build wealth, because wealth is not built through your salary. Wealth is built through you taking money that you don't spend and buying investments, okay? You don't get rich by buying Gucci. You don't get rich by buying BMW. You don't get rich by looking like you have money. You get rich by not spending your money, taking the money that you don't spend and buy investments, right? You gotta have the cash, that way you can fund the queen, which is the cash flow. That's how you build wealth. But now, this is the whole thinking of why are you not spending your money? The reason why you're not spending your money is so you can fund the queen, which is so you can get the cash flow. Wealth law number 3 is study trends, not emotions. So I just established that if you want to become wealthy, you got to take the money that you don't spend and go out and invest your money, right? This is how you become wealthy. Well, the next thing that happens to a lot of people is you assume that if you want to build wealth, you got to find the next hot thing. So now you're waiting for the news for this next big thing to pop off. You hear the news that GameStop is up 100%. And so now you get excited. Oh my God, I'm going to be able to double my money in a week. And so this is where people start dumping their money because you hear the emotions. And then what ends up happening to a lot of people is they end up losing money on the very same trade. People are looking for the next way to make a lot of money. And it's very easy to do that, especially because the media is in the business of selling hype. Trust me, I own a media company. Briefs Media is my company, and we understand and see what's happening in the traditional media space. But what you got to understand is if you want to build wealth, you can't get caught up in the emotion. Because if you get caught up in the emotion, you're going to be the person that's making somebody else rich. When the pandemic hit in 2020, everybody kept hearing that the stock market is crashing. And when people were hearing that the stock market was crashing, what happened? Some people were using it as an opportunity to buy because stocks were cheap. But the majority of people were using it as an opportunity to sell because they were scared and they were caught up in the emotion. And this happens time and time and time again. We saw the same thing happen in 2008. The economy was hurting and people were selling out of their retirement portfolios, not because they necessarily needed the money. I understand some people did it because they needed the money, but a lot of people were selling out because they were scared. And so now when you let emotions, fear, or excitement drive your financial decisions, you're going to be the person making somebody else rich. And this is why so many people end up losing money in the markets. And this is where what I want you to understand is not the emotion, but the trends. That's where the wealth is built. And the real estate market is easier to understand this because in real estate, when I go out to invest money, what I'm looking for is an area where I believe people are moving to and where money is moving to and businesses are moving to. Why? Because then if people, money, and businesses are moving to this area, in 10 years, this area is going to be in even more demand. There's a limited pieces of land in this area, which means rental prices are going to go up, property values are going to go up. And there are ways to study this. You can see where our population is growing, where is money growing, where are businesses growing, where are people moving to, and where are people moving away from. I want to invest my money where people are moving to. That way I can continue to see that upside in the future. It's the same thing in the stock market. If you're investing in companies, you want to invest in industries that are innovating for next year, the year after that, the year after that, and the year after that. Not that are now dying because they stopped innovating 2 years ago. This is where now it's about understanding the trends, not just understanding the emotions, because most people think that I'm going to be an investor in the stock market. Then they hear the news about some interesting cryptocurrency, about some interesting meme stock, about some interesting whatever, and then they go and dump their portfolio in there thinking that they're going to get rich quick. And then you end up being the person that makes somebody else rich because you bought somebody else's now huge gains. This is one of the reasons why Briefs Media created Market Briefs, a free financial newsletter that breaks down what's happening in the financial news in an unbiased way without all the emotion and sensationalism, because it's a free newsletter that you can subscribe to, and all the top financial news of what's happening is in the email. So we don't need to give you the crazy headlines. We can just give you the unbiased news. You can read it in less than 5 minutes every morning, and it will make you a more informed investor. So if you want to learn more about Market Briefs, it's completely free, and I got the link for you down in the description below. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.